Welcome to Two Gents, where two seasoned gents take on the hard truths of life, success, and responsibility. In a world where the rules don't bend for us, these gents believe in doing the work, owning the struggle, and inspiring others to take action. So, pull up a chair.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Gents Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ron Spikes. And as I sit here tonight, I just got through talking to Pastor Riggins, and we just had a brief conversation about Thanksgiving. And Pastor said he do a little bit of cooking. And he was giving me a list of stuff that they had. I almost want to drive to Louisiana myself. I really did. Hey, Pastor, how you doing?
How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you. Always good to see you. You know, it's a lot going on in the world today. And, you know, Pastor, I got something I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. You know, I was listening to Pastor Jamel Bryant today, and he was discussing this Target issue with Roland Martin. Mm-hmm. And he was saying that, you know, it's going good, and they didn't defeat it. They basically got Target's bottom line down and all the rest of that. And as I was digesting that, I started thinking to myself, because I had a conversation with somebody else earlier this week. And I thought about what they were doing with Targets, Walmart, and all the rest of them, talking about they driving down their bottom line. And somebody brought this up. They brought this up, and it really made me think. You know, within the Black community, we have these stores that sell hair, people that do nails, people that own the convenience stores and all the rest of that. They don't put back into the community. They grow. They send their kids off to college with the money that we support them with. And we never talk about boycotting none of those community stores within our community, but they actually make a living off of us. They don't, and if you go into their stores, it's only like one or two people that's in there. There's maybe a token, all the rest of them is their relatives, because they stocking up the store with their relatives. I mean, how much more of a DEI could that be? Because you sitting there, you telling us that, well, I'm in your community, I'm taking your dollar, and you surviving, your community is surviving off of me, but I ain't putting nothing back into the community. But we holding Target at a higher standard than we are the stores within our own community. I know I got off in left field, but Pastor, when I heard that, it kind of made me think.
Yeah, man. The only thing about Target and Walmart is it's the principle of all these years they were open to hiring practices that favored African Americans, people of color, and of course LGBTQ. As soon as the new administration came in and started, you know, making waves about it to try to save their standing with the government or whatever way they wanted to fit in, they all of a sudden did a 180. And that's what made the boycott start. We already know why these other stores in our neighborhood, because once integration started, everything that was segregated was closed down. Used to have mom and pop, used to have African American stores, restaurants, everything. Once we got integrated, then lo and behold, all those stores got closed down. So here come people with outside money from other countries, Pakistan, India, China, Thailand, Vietnam, that they own money and came in, bought those properties, opened their stores. And so it's kind of like we let them into our community. Instead of spending money with ourselves, we begin to spend money with them. But I understand what you're saying. But the boycott on Target and Walmart is on the principle of the fact that they all of a sudden started acting brand new, as we say, in 2025. Once Project whatever we call it, 2025 came in, they started acting brand new, like they didn't never was part of our community. Mm-hmm. That's what drove that boycott stuff to start.
You know, I do remember what you're saying, because we had a lady that was around the corner, and they were the Smiths. They had like a little neighborhood grocery store, and I remember me being a young boy, and instead of mama making me walk up to the store up on the main street, which was Cavalcade. She would tell us, she would call around to Miss Smith, and Miss Smith would open up the. She would tip. Mama would tell her, and we'd go around there and get a loaf of bread, or we'd go around there and get some milk or some canned goods or something like that. And she would just open up the store. So you're right. It was about community support, and those kind of things were out there. I don't think that's there no more. I don't think that we that
Well,
community.
it said integration hurt it in a lot of ways. The main part was wrong with separate but equal was we were separate but not equal.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't get the economic support. We didn't have the right money in our schools, everything like that. So we thought, okay, integrate. Let's go to where y'all at in y'all locations, and then we'll be like y'all. We shouldn't have never did that part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there should have been fairness. No, we shouldn't sit in the back of the bus. We should better sit where we want to on the bus. We shouldn't be held out of the lunch counters. We should better go where we want to eat at. We shouldn't have been held out of the grocery stores and Macy's and all that. At the same time, we should have been able to hold on to our own properties and our own leverage in our communities. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Why we know? Let me tell you, I grew up in Toomey, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
When you cross over the borderline of Texas, Louisiana, the very first exit number 4, it says Toomey Starks. And what it is that you're going to make a left and go up 109, go up to, I think it's called 109, but you head up to the racetrack about 2 or 3 miles, Delta Downs Racetrack. It was built there in the 70s. Both of my grandfathers, they built it. One grandfather was working on the road, and the other grandfather working on the concrete out there. But when you first make that left, you can come up with 290 caution light. You make another left at that caution light, 290, head back towards Texas. There's a little black community out there I grew up in called Toomey. There's all African Americans out there, about 3 or 4 streets. At the height of it might have been 50 people out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about I say about it could have been anywhere from 15 to 20 families. So it could have been 70 people out there when you think about all the children in the houses and stuff. About 4 or 5 streets. But there was a lady on the back street that owned a little grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And she would have people come in to bring, and I remember when the grocery store closed down, this is why it closed down, Ron. Wholesome Bread would bring, a red bread truck would bring bread down there. There's a railroad track. The railroad track runs through Benton, all the way through Toomey, and it comes over into Texas. The train be booking through there, man. There was no crossing guard at that time. No crossing arms. This was crossing arms. One day about between 3 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, because we lived on the corner of the main street, and we could look at our window and we could see when the train is coming. That wholesome bread truck tried to beat the train, and he didn't beat the train. DOA on arrival. DOA on arrival. I was a teenager, and that was the end of that grocery store. Cause that was that lady. I don't know. Besides bringing wholesome bread, the person probably was bringing the Debbie cakes, all the, whatever, all the different other stuff came with it. And that was the end of that grocery store. Had to be like 15 years old when it happened. And guess what they did after that? They put the crossing.
Gosh, put the arms down.
Put the arms on, yeah.
Yeah.
That train would come whipping through there between 70 and 80 miles per hour.
Wow.
That truck misjudged that train.
Wow.
One of them short bed, like them box trucks.
Yeah,
the wholesome bread truck, yeah. You just brought up a memory when you talked about,
Yeah, just a little bit of history, and you have to share that history because it's not shared out there. And even though you was in that little bit of town, I know right before you went to Benton, because I wasn't going to Benton to visit you. I was going to Benton to go to the racetrack. So I passed through that little bit of area, And before Texas got their lottery tickets, I used to go up there and buy lottery tickets for everybody in Houston. Leave out on Friday, go up there and buy them lottery tickets and run back. So I know exactly what you're talking about when you say up in Vinton. It wasn't nothing up there but 2 service stations on that corner. And I think if you made that right, you went to the casino. If I'm right, you could go down there.
But see, when I was growing up, I was growing up in the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
Casino wasn't there yet. All they had was up and down. All they had was horse racing.
Okay.
All they had was horse racing back then.
Yeah.
And on that corner, the same corner right there, we didn't know. We was already eating Hempstead watermelons. This guy named Mr. Tofield would go all the way to Texas, come back with truckloads of watermelon, and some of the African American boys in our community could stand on that corner with him in his truck and help sell watermelons.
Wow.
Nice one, but we didn't know it was coming from Hempstead.
That was, that's when we were a community and we tried to do stuff within our community and share that and keep that knowledge. And we did the best that we could with it. I mean, think about it. I listened to the old stories that people tell, and I just got through listening to your story, and it shows me that we've been resilient for quite a while. So it doesn't matter what they do to us, we're gonna still manage to survive.
Yeah, I know we're supposed to be talking about the Democrats tonight. We'll talk about. I remember when gas was a quarter.
Quarter?
Gas was a quarter.
I don't think I remember that, Pastor.
The reason why, because when it went up past a quarter, my daddy complained about it.
No, okay.
See, we lived in Toomey. Toomey was 4 miles from the border and 5 miles from Benton, the town. We was closer to Texas than where the actual town where I went to school at.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana have taxes on groceries. Texas don't have taxes on groceries. Wait a
minute. Hold up. So that y'all get taxed on groceries in Louisiana?
Yeah, so we always drove back to Orange, Texas to shop.
Okay.
Across the bridge and shopped at Safeway, Wine Garden.
I know about Wine Garden.
Yeah, Safeway and all that stuff. Went to Payless for shoes.
I know about that too.
So then my daddy had a little Falcon, a blue Falcon with a white top, and a hole in the floor.
Oh no. I'm gonna tell you a story about that too.
And look here. He pulled up to the gas station. He said gas went up to 35 cents. And this was Jimmy Carter was president.
Mm-hmm.
He was headed to the Iran crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And when that gas hit $1, man, we were on the long lines in 1979.
I remember.
$1, man. Them lines was everywhere, man. Gas was $1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And here in Houston,
in Circle K, I get all my points and get it for $1.96, and I think I'm in heaven. Gas in the car, man.
Yeah, man. Here in Houston, they had you going odd days. You couldn't fill up on your license, and the last number of your license was when you could fill up or go to the gas station on the days. So it was strange then, but these kids don't know nothing about that. I mean, we're sharing this history, but they don't know nothing about that. So, Pastor, I've been following everything that's going on in the news. I put a couple of things out there. Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that she's not going to run again was one of the things that's out there. And I'm going to get your thoughts on that. I was hoping Glass would have came in tonight.
Hey, look here. Everybody that figured out that Trump is fake. But there's some of them so deep in, they're too deep to get out of it. But then some of them saying, wait a minute, I'm done. Marjorie Taylor Greene has served long enough in Congress that in January she can get a pension.
Mm-hmm.
Furthermore, there's a report that she came in worth $700,000, now she worked $25 million. Hey, I done made my money. I done went against Trump by the Epstein styles, my Epstein files. My life is being threatened. I'm out of here. It's all about the money, man. It's sad to say, I said a few weeks ago, and now I really see the inside track of it. Like when the Epstein files come out, it's going to show you a lot of folk was being bankrolled by him. They might never saw a naked girl, never got even close to one of them islands, but they looked the other way. They said, "We don't care about you doing your personal life. I will need your money for my politics." The Clintons, Kim Jeffries, probably a whole lot of people. Biden, all of them probably. He was running with Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
George Mitchell, all them guys, remember those guys back in the day, probably Chuck Schumer, all them. Meanwhile, while he's doing that, you gotta understand, he said, how does Trump get involved in this? Trump only became a Republican in 2015.
Yes.
Trump only became a Republican because it was the only path that he can get to go. He wasn't gonna run against Clinton in the primary. Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he looked and saw that there was a backlash about Obama being president. We want our country back. He's already doing the birther thing. He's already racist.
Mm-hmm.
So the platform that the Republicans gave him fit what he wanted to do. All the while I've been Democrat, so he gave money to Obama. He gave money to Kamala Harris, all that stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's
so
sad.
now when the Epstein files come out, all the dirty stuff behind it, like that's supposed to be some stuff that Trump did with some, and so he's thinking that if I can drag other people down with me, that he can say, well, we all sinned, we all did wrong, we all messed up. So hey, at least I'm doing something good for the country. Y'all leave me in here. That's what he's banking on right now.
Hey, Pastor, another thing that's out there on the table is about Marjorie Taylor Greene is that she plans, the reason why she's getting out right now, because she don't want to be tied to Trump as much as, because she might be the number 2 on the ticket with J.D. Vance later on. So I don't know
Somebody
if
said she might run for governor of Georgia.
That
But she's
wouldn't surprise.
trying to get for the number 2 ticket on J.D. Vance too. Cause see, Trump got it coming, man. Everybody can see he got it coming. They just don't know how it's going to happen. If it's going to play itself out, that it ends up in the court a long time, and by the time he becomes a lame duck because he loses 2026, he's sitting up there 2 years over there acting a fool, and they don't run it again, or if the hammer's going to be dropped and he get impeached and be put out for real. But they know the game is up on Trump.
Yeah, his timing has ran out. I was listening to an article that what was his ex buddy name, Bannon.
Yeah.
Bannon was saying, you Republicans need to get out and vote in the midterms, because if you don't get out and vote, we all might end up in jail before it's all over with. Because and he was kind of telling the truth, because if the Democrats get off and take the House and the Senate, they can impeach Trump, and then they can go after Trump the way they're supposed to. But Pastor, that's what this show is about tonight, because I think that we take too much for granted. I think that we allow the Republicans to lead us around put a ring in our nose as Democrats, and me and you are independents. We'll say that we have independent thoughts of everybody else, but they lead us around.
Mm-hmm.
We allow them to lead us around by the nose, and as long as we continue, if we don't fix that, and if we continue to take this narrative that we're winners right now, and we depending on the Epstein file to just carry us all the way through, we're too far away from the election. We got to do something, Pastor. And I don't know what the formula is, but we need to find something to try to fix it, or we need to change our approach in how we're going about running, letting this election cycle go.
I think we're on the crest of the wave, though. If you watch Morning Joe and a couple of other shows, momentum is still building. If you notice, Trump wouldn't let the third quarter numbers come out for the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Because in every area, in every arena, if you're dealing with the the Gaza thing with Israel, they still haven't resolved that. Except now they want to make anybody talk out against Israel to be terrorists.
Mm-hmm. And you notice that they change. They every time it comes on the news, it's like they'll say make one sentence about it, and that's it. They move on to something else, and they say, "Oh, they Trump's ceasefire is still working." But I saw body bags on the news on the other channels the other day. I'm looking at body bags piling up once again, but it's not being covered in mainstream media. So I don't.
Right.
I
Because
can't.
what happens is a lot of times these mainstream media are bought by these syndicated companies that have been bankrolled by the Heritage Foundation and other places like that. And they put out the script what they want you to cover. It's not just Newsmax and Fox and News One, even regular local stations, a lot of them are being told what to say or how to say what they need to say without really saying something that's going to make Trump look bad. I'm just being honest. And that's the sad thing about it. And if you pay attention, not only are we riding a wave of maybe being able to take this stuff back, but we got to make sure we have enough of senators to not only impeach him, but to put him out. We need 67.
Yeah.
The thing that he's doing with Senator Mark Kelly and all those guys talking about executing them is backfiring. Backfiring. Everybody's saying, wait a minute. 50% of the country says that the troops need to follow the law. Another 35% strongly agree. So 85% of the country is saying what Mark Kelly and the other people are saying is true. Why Trump is somebody executing these people.
Yeah, I understand that because being in the military, they give you these orders, and the highest person in the chain of command is the commander in chief, which is the position that Trump holds right now.
Yes.
And so in theory, but he can't really give you an unlawful order because it's expressed within the general orders that you don't have to accept an unlawful order. But then think about it, you can't come out as a person and say it's an unlawful order. You're not even a part of the military, and then you come back and say, well, you don't have to follow. And he used to be a part of the military, so he know when he did that he was going to cause some type of discrepancy because the soldier, especially an enlisted soldier, they don't have no alternatives. They follow every order that's given to them unless it's unlawful.
Yeah, but here's what, like Morning Joe said, here's where they went wrong. They shouldn't have said, do not follow lawful order. They should have said, you can't follow.
Yeah. I agree with you.
See, by that,
that's better wording.
Because by nature of an unlawful order, if you protect the United States, the Constitution of the United States of America, you're not going to break the law.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Yeah, if you went by the Constitution, you're right. You're right.
Right. The thing with Ukraine, Putin said what he wanted. Trump put it out there. Now the rest of the United Nations said, we ain't taking that. But he tried to force his hand into it. I'm going to give you a Thanksgiving deadline. It's not going to work. Man, Trump on every area, in every arena, and every facet what he's doing right now, he's losing.
He is. He's definitely on the out. But here's the thing: I don't want the Democrats to give him an in. It's like they keep on trying to give him an in. They keep on trying to give him an option to come back. Whatever he's done, it's something that he does that's gonna come back. Either it's a $2,000 check that's coming in. It's this, that, and the other. He always has some way to come back, and he continues to do this. And he plays with Democrats like they are yo-yo, up and down, up and down, up and down. While they out there doing their thing, they just going about their business. Right before we came on the air, and this is something that Mike Johnson just said. You know, Trump was talking about he wanted to negotiate the Affordable Care Act credits and all the rest of that before the end of the year. Yeah. Johnson said that the Republicans in the House they don't even want to talk about it. They're not going to even let it come up.
Even though the Senate, see, that's what they knew. See, that's why the senators were stupid. Doom said we'll vote on it. Senators Doom, we're going to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
You got it's bicameral. Bicameral means two houses. He already knew that the real House of Representatives wasn't going to bring it up.
And see,
now the next shutdown is January 31st.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I say? Shut it down again. Shut it down again. They don't do it, shut it down again.
Because they made that promise. And see, Trump, and as much as I hate Trump, he only using it to get your mind off the Epstein files. That's all he's using it for. So don't think that he's a good guy all of a sudden. He's just taking trying to push the Epstein files down as far as he possibly can. And if he keeps talking about bringing back the affordable health care credits, it'll take away from the Epstein files. But he's gonna have to ride that. He got in that little red wagon. He's gonna have to be pulled around and ride in that wagon because ain't nobody gonna take him out of that wagon. And as much as I look at the Congress out there, and I look at people like Jasmine Crockett and AOC and all the rest of them, they making them own it. That was the thing with him and what was her name? Bad Body, Blonde Body, Marcia Taylor Greene.
And then Thomas Massey, he can't stand Thomas Massey. But that man is right. He's a Republican, he's right. We need to see everything I've ever seen file. And if Trump did what they say he did, he needs to go.
He does.
How racist people are. They don't know about messing with children.
They might fall out for a lot of things, but I'm like you, Pastor. They won't look at a grown man messing with kids like it doesn't matter what color you are, what race you are, what sect or religion you are. They won't look at that fairly. I don't care. Not fairly.
Not favorably at all. Not favorably at all. No,
not favorably at all. And you know, as we talk about this, Pastor, I want to also look at this. You know, at this point in time, the Democrats should inspire and take action and make their points real clear. But they can't make their points real clear if they fall in between the cracks too. Before I get there, Pastor, and before I get your response on that, again this year, a bipartisan committee of 3 is trying to bring it to the floor again. They said they brought one of them been in Congress for 10 years. Try to bring it to the floor about stopping people from stock trading while they in Congress.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's why Margaret Green they make $25 million. Stock trading while she in Congress.
And you know what the guy said, that he said this is a bipartisan committee. They come from small districts. They've been trying to do this over and over every year, and it never seems to make it to the House. He said this is one of the most smallest bipartisan committees, and say they throw it out there. And it's on both sides of the aisle, Pastor. That's the thing that all of them are getting rich. They come in office and they barely making it. You didn't hear me say it. Barely able to keep their lights on in their office or wherever they at. And then they leave. By the time they leave Congress, they 10 times the amount that they made 10 times the amount of money in their salary. What's out there? I mean, somebody has to explain that to me, because if you wasn't trading stocks before you went into Congress, why do you come out a millionaire trading stocks? Because I could go out there, Pastor could go out there, Byron Glass could go out there, and a couple others, even Sean could go out there and trade stocks. And I guarantee you, by the time within 4 years or 5 years or whatever the term is, 2 years, we wouldn't be millionaires.
See what they got? It's called inside trading. All the classified information they getting indicators, they're getting heads up, they're getting some things that's tipping them off the stuff. And that's what illegal stuff is at.
And even if your spouse is doing it, even if your spouse is doing it, it's still illegal.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's going into the same household, going into the same church. That's why people go in. That's why we have a hard time as being a private citizen and accepting what we hear.
Yeah.
Accepting what we hear, because your numbers don't lie. I mean, you turn in paperwork when you go into Congress. They know exactly how much money you got and basically where you started at, and then you have to turn in reports every year. If your report's showing that you're a better than average stock trader, you need to go to Wall Street or somewhere because they got head. I think they call them headhunters or something
Yeah.
up there,
Yeah.
and they pay good.
Oh yeah.
That's where you should be. You shouldn't be in Congress if your trading record is over 80% and you're not losing and you selling before the stock go down. You might want to try to go out to be a stockbroker and leave Congress alone. Because last time I checked, the pay is a little bit better too, Pastor.
Yeah, but what they're doing is sitting in Congress. It's Congress is the front. Arguing over stuff they know they will never get passed, they never get along with it, but behind the scenes making a lot of money.
The Congress, the Senate,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call them all out. The Democrat, Republican, Independent, Socialist, whatever. No, I take that back because of Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. You could check their record, and I guarantee you don't see millionaires there. It's very few of them that you could go through Congress and look at their paperwork, and by looking at their paperwork, you could tell that they came into Congress to do good for people, and they remained that same way all the way throughout Congress. They didn't sway to the other side by any means. So,
Jim Clyburn is one of them.
Clyburn, yeah, out of South Carolina. You could tell them. I mean, you could tell them when they get in and when they get out. So, Pastor, I'm gonna ask you a hard question because I know that I love her. She's showing up in every media sources out there. They getting her opinion on running water. Pastor, is she helping herself or? I'm just asking. I'm not talking about under the table or nothing like that. I'm just saying, Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett, let me tell you, man. She is pushed. It's like AOC, championing a cause, but the cause is bigger than her.
Mm-hmm.
If she's setting herself up to run for senator, she's helping the cause. Because the more you put yourself out there, when you come down, like remember Obama ran for congressman and lost against Bobby Rush?
Did he lose?
He lost. Obama lost when he ran for House.
Okay.
House Representative. Obama did.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and won statewide for the senator from Illinois. So while Jasmine Crockett might seem like she's making a whole lot of noise, a lot of ways to try to shut her down as a congresswoman, she's setting herself up to put a position, like you said, to be noticeable, to run for something. I believe she want to run for one of the senators of Texas.
Yeah, I don't. She might run for a Senate. I guess what I'm trying to say, Pastor, and maybe you can help me word it the correct way. She's on everything. They're asking a question. She's answering it. She's doing it the right way. She's the smartest one in the room. She's able to answer it, and she does. She is definitely the one that
30 years old.
Huh?
She's only about 30 years old.
Yeah.
I think your concern is you don't want her to blow up so big and fizzle out. You don't want her to take on so much when she's in everything and can't target to what she really needs to focus on the most of her energies.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it's like me and you. I'm saying it right now. As me and you listen right now, I'm at a fizzle point, because if everywhere, I mean, any media source, anything that I turn on, anything that I go to, anything that up there, if it ain't Jasmine Crockett in the first top 3 sentences, it's not there. And so I wanted to get everything that she gets, but I rather her strategize and make her points. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just a little person out here that can't make any sense. But Pastor, I'm gonna say something right up your alley right now. I'm gonna change the subject just a little bit, then we're gonna go back to our point. I was looking at one of these videos. This is gonna make you crack up. I was looking at one of these YouTube videos, and I'm gonna tell you my source after I finish.
Okay.
One of them little rappers out there, now I say rappers, said that you don't need an education to make yourself somebody in this world. We shouldn't even be sending our kids to school
Wow.
because they can watch it on YouTube. They can watch it on these different sources. They can listen to books and know what they're doing. But if you but Pastor, being a school teacher,
Yes, sir.
help me say how wrong that is, because I heard I'm gonna tell you where I heard it. I heard it on Roland Martin, and he was right to address that, because that was the dumbest BS I ever heard. Because if you can't, anyway, you heard the narrative. Help me understand as a school teacher, why would he even think that?
What, if you put in the book, they don't want to get it?
Yeah, yeah. He don't even think you should have any type of education. You shouldn't read. You shouldn't know how to do arithmetic. You shouldn't do anything. You should just watch videos.
Man.
I'm just saying.
Okay, what happens if you don't do it that way? If you don't have the books and the education, you don't have the foundation. You need the foundation before you can go out there and just watch videos. The video enhances, the video catches the attention of this generation, but the video is not the substance of who we are. I'm gonna get religious. God of our silent tears, God of our lonely years. You know the national black anthem.
Mm-hmm.
The years and the tears and the hurt and the pain of everything we are. And even if it had nothing to do with us, if it had to do with arithmetic and chemistry and science and whatever it might be, that shaped the human nature over the last thousands of years, is important. That's why you need the books to get educated, because everything else is just a flash in the pan. TikTok is a TikTok. Instagram is just a gram. Facebook is just a post. But the real life, what you need to know, is embedded in good education. Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste.
The mind is a terrible thing to waste. But here, if one of these rappers is saying that, they influencing young kids, young people that's out there. That's like somebody saying, don't go out and vote. It don't make a difference. Don't do this, don't do that. There's plenty of don't do's, but in the end, this is what don't do's get you. You don't complain either.
Yeah.
Don't come back and complain because you didn't vote. Don't come back and complain because you couldn't read somebody telling you that you got warrant out. Don't come back and complain when they take your butt to jail. Don't come back and complain when they arrest you falsely because you don't know the rules, you don't understand anything. You just signing away your life. You can't complain. You can't have it both ways. Either you're gonna be on board or you're gonna be out of there. And that's one of the things that we need to teach our kids is constantly stay on top of your education. Don't give in, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to give up and give in. They want you to be, they don't want you to know what a stop sign is. They don't want you to know what a yield sign is. Even though you don't see them that often, that yellow sign means yield. It doesn't mean step on the gas because the red light coming. They don't want you to know that. So you need to go out there and educate yourself so you can handle that. And being a rapper, you know how many sports people been making money for years and years and years, and by the time they reach retirement, they don't have a dime to show for it?
Wow.
They don't have a dime to show for it. They don't have nothing to show for it. So your rap is, like Pastor said, a flash in the pan, because your rapping career is shorter than a football career. And most of them get out of there because their bodies and wore out there and gave everything that they got. You may have 2 or 3 songs in you, but then if you got those 2 or 3 songs, you might be out of lyrics. It's a lot of one rap song people out there that's made one song and it took them to the top, and maybe they didn't have an education to invest their money But if they didn't have an education to invest their money, guess what? Where they at, Pastor?
Man, look here. Let me tell you what. It's important. Whoever that guy is, he's just trying to get attention, I believe. Education is fundamental to the foundation of us being who we ought to be. That's all. If we are not educated, they could tell us anything, make up anything, switch up lies and everything, and we won't even know any better. But when we're educated, we can think our own feet, think with our own mind, and know where we're going.
So, Pastor, you said you came out of a small town in Louisiana, and you named the amount of people. Do you think without the education you would have been able to come out of it?
Huh?
I said, do you think without education on your mind, do you think you would have been able to make something out of yourself and come all the way to Houston and be the man that you are right today?
No, sir. My parents had two things that we had to do: church and school. I even exploited that. When I was a kid, I wanted to stay up all night one night, just for spirits. Told my dad, hey, listen, we're doing a project, school, science. They don't know what happens if we don't go to sleep all night. Stay with a flashlight and blanket, and talk to the teacher about it tomorrow. They believed it, and I did it. Because I knew my parents was focused on two things: church and school. Now, what's the translation of that? Relationship with God and education.
Mm-hmm.
If we get them two down in place, then God can work out the rest of your life by faith. I'm not here to preach, but that's the problem. We don't want anybody discipline, train, teach us anything. I said most people in our communities, that it's important that you be educated. If the parent thinking like that, they just sending the kids up there and the kids acting a fool. The parent is backing up the foolishness the kid is doing. Nobody's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's losing. We've got to focus on educating these young folk and bring them to another level.
We got to bring them. We got to show them something, Pastor, because evidently what they're being told in the households and what they're learning, they think that just being in the streets is what's going on in the world. And when I grew up, when you grew up, it was a different era. We were in the church.
Yeah.
We were getting up in the church reading verses from the Bible. And that was part, even that was part of getting you ready for what's coming in the world. And if you're not doing that, if you're not trying to educate your child, I don't know what you're doing, because if you think about it, Pastor, we talked about this not too long ago. You need to have your child in church sitting right there so he can understand the word that's coming from the pastor, not the word that's coming from some youth minister that's telling them God knows what, because you're not back there. You're not hearing what that youth minister is telling them. That youth minister could be telling them, well, you don't need to listen to your parents. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. And you can't. What are you doing? You in the church trying to save your family, and you praying for your family in the main chapel, but back there in the child chapel, they back there talking about baking cookies or something like that. So I'm a firm believer, and I think Pastor is a firm believer in that. And as we go through this whole thing called life, we need to wake up and kind of figure out that life is about changes. Life is about doing things a little bit different. And I just want to do this caveat real quick. And one of the things that we this show is about is why Dems lose the narrative and how can we fix it. They lose it because they're not focused on the subject matter. They lose it because they lose focus. They get caught up in Republican stories and stuff that's out there, and then when they lose it, they want to bring it back. Democrats should be inspired to take this action, be present and clear in their messaging. They have to be clear in their messaging, because right now it's the time for them to get inspired, for them to get motivated and share that knowledge with everybody that's out there. We're the ones that make a difference.
Yes, sir.
We're the ones that make a difference. As we should be leading the news media. We should be I guess I'm contradicting myself, Pastor, because we should be like Jasmine Crockett, getting the narrative, leading the narrative that's out there. If it's going into the news media, we can. I guess I'm wrong in there because if it's not her, it's Trump. It's Trump.
Yeah, we need to take control of the narrative, like I said, and be heard and seen doing something, not just in the background, waiting in the cut. We got to be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah, we got to be proactive, frame the message, and be direct and stay focused on it. And the other thing is that we got to prioritize the actions of our young people. Our young people are the ones that's out there that haven't voted yet. The ones that are out there that's going to be ready to vote when they get closer to 18. The ones that's out there that's going to try to that we should be motivating at all times. We should be telling them about politics right now. We have to tell them about politics because if we're not educating them in politics, we're just going to lose a whole race. And you think it's just 90 million that didn't vote in the last election, or it's fast to say some of them the votes got purged? If they got purged in the last election, whatever, this new generation, we're going to need them too, because some of those voters that voted in that election then died off. So we're going to need some new voters coming in, and we're going to have to educate them and tell them the reason why they're voting right now. Because if we don't educate them, we're going to lose them. And that includes Black, Latinos, and working class people, voters. Because those working class voters are you, me, and everybody else. Well, not me, but everybody else that's out there. Those working class people, Latinos get out there and work. It's a lot of Latinos that are naturalized citizens right now that work in the environment, and they get out there and they're doing their job. So it ain't just the illegal ones. Well, they say illegal, but they just crossed the border. But they was coming here for work, and they worked. And that's been proven time and time again that that's a false narrative, talking about that they were just riding the system. Am I right, Pastor?
Yes, sir.
So, as we look at this thing, and we think long term, and Pastor,
Right here.
BG,
What's up?
Are you with me?
we got the big guy on stage.
BG, are you with me?
Man, we're glad to see you. We're glad you. I know you was bit. Oh no, don't give that to me because I think it's time to go. How you been doing?
What's going on, gents?
Man, we out here trying to put together a show and just trying to make the narratives match up, man. Because if these Democrats, they're feeling too comfortable now. Glass, I think that they got to a point where they're feeling comfortable. And I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Pastor Riggins. How do you feel about Jasmine Crockett showing up everywhere right now in the news cycle?
Well, Ron, I think everybody start out as an amateur and they end up as a veteran. I think she's earning her stripes. I think people are beginning to give her the respect that she basically is deserving. Her delivery is a little different, but like Charleston White say, you don't have a problem with what I'm saying. You have a problem with how I'm saying it. I think again, she's a little different, but this is 2025. We're in a different day, different time, different era. What used to work may not work. So Riggins, I think you would say that she's gaining traction. Now, again, I'm not saying I agree. I'm not saying I disagree with her, but I think she's the force to be reckoned with. I think AOC is the force to be reckoned with. And eventually, they're starting out small, but I think they're following with growth. Ron, I know where you're leading to. I'm still up in the air on what is and what is not regarding her.
Yeah, see, I was telling him that I think that she is positioning herself that if she has to run for senator of Texas, that she's put the work in. Because see, right now she's in that district, and of course they try to do away with her district, but it's now going to courts that she might keep her district. But she's laying the groundwork in the Congress right now. That if she's ever had to switch over and run for senator, that because all you need is a statewide office now, to try to get in and represent. I think that's what she's trying to do, and she has a lot. I mean, she comes from Friendship Baptist West, which is pastor is he's man. You think Jamal Harrison Brown ain't got nothing on this guy? Freddie Haynes the third, man. He's politically savvy. He's theologically sound, and he has the message of mixing the gospel with what we need in our community. And that's our pastor. And so she's drawing a lot of strength off of that, man. Freddie Haynes the third. Yeah, we'll go hear him speak, man. Go out and look at some of his stuff. He don't play.
I think he was at that hearing that they was having in Texas when they was talking about gerrymandering the maps, and they introduced him, and he actually gave a great speech out there. And
I heard him speak in person a couple of times. Heard him speak at a couple of conventions. I heard him speak at Baylor at the pastors' conference there in September, and I've heard him speaking over here in Houston with Reverend James Dixon, who's the NAACP president. And I've watched some of his own videos from his church. Now, man, he's very well studied. He's not just on emotionalism. He goes and study. He knows his history, and he's not playing. And so she's influenced a lot by him. She belongs to the church. Yeah.
Well, Glass, I just want to bring this up, and it's going to be an uphill battle for the Democrats. They got a complex political landscape that they got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
There's several things that they can pursue to rebuild and energize their base and appeal to a broader coalition of voters. Yeah. Here's how they move forward. Can you give me any examples of them moving forward that you can think of, Glass or Pastor Riggins?
Well, I've actually been paying a close attention. And Riggins, my take on that is right now is that the less they say, the better off they are, because they're going to talk themselves into more trouble than they would, gaining. The other party, they are now seeing that the deficit is higher, the grocery prices are higher, everything that this man has promised, he's not delivered. So right now, Ron, the best thing for them to do is just not say anything. Just like we were telling Joe Biden, don't come out, don't say nothing. Just let stuff stay where it's at now. And they have a better chance now of not saying anything and moving forward versus getting out there talking and setting their own traps and things like that. Again, Crockett talking, AOC talking, can't do a whole lot of damage, but when the base of the party, which is the Schumers and the Jeffers and all those other people, when they started talking, you're losing everybody.
And go ahead, Pastor. And then I'm gonna bring Glass. I want him to comment on what he said when he found out something. Go ahead.
So what he's saying is true, because see, like I was saying earlier, Trump is hanging himself with it. That's why I try to roll the tariffs back. You don't want to let the third quarter numbers come out because they've been bad. He's chasing Mark Kelly and these guys talking about hanging people, and everybody looking crazy about that. Epstein file was a fiasco. So let Trump talk himself, burn himself out, act a fool. Let them, because all he's doing is he's piling up against himself. And when the 2026 elections go in, they're gonna say anything that's blue, we want. We want anything that's blue, because whatever was on this side with MAGA and Trump, we don't want that. But if the Democrats try to talk too much, they're gonna put themselves in quandary.
That's exactly.
And I think that we gotta let them talk. But here's the thing, Pastor. We keep getting these bombs dropped on us. I'm checking the comments. We keep on getting these bombshells, and that was what me and Glass was talking about one of the last times I was talking to him. I'm gonna let Glass say it his way. Akeem Jeffries took money from Epstein, And what did you say? Do you remember your exact words? Or
I remember what I said. I just can't remember how I said it.
you were strong in your words. I
Yeah,
can't
I think
believe.
what was it I said, Riggins? I think I said it to both of you guys. But I mean,
Yeah, you did.
it was serious enough. But I think Riggins will, and Ron, I think I want to be fair.
Yeah.
Riggins, I'm not going to say, because a lot of times, because you got dark money with Citizen United
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
uh, that has caused these problems. But at the end of the day, Riggins, see everybody wanting to see the list, but they really don't want to see it because the same people that they say they got respect for, they'll end up not having because most people are tied to money, and he had the money to give.
Let
That's
me,
what
let
I
me, let me
really
tell you,
said earlier.
let me tell you what I told Ron this before you got on here. Trump was a Democrat all the way until he decided to run for president. So Epstein was a Democrat. That's why the MAGA been wanting this for a long time because they're saying we're going to expose all these Democrats. So here's the deal. There's two tracks in Epstein. There are people who got money from him and people who hung out with him.
Mhm.
Trump did both.
Right. And not only did he just hang out
And
with him,
then he did some crazy stuff with these women, girls. It's going to come out. Now, people like Bill Clinton, King Jefferson, probably George Mitchell, Chuck Schumer, all of them, whenever they was having these big fundraisers where they say we got millions of dollars in one night, guess who dropped
Yep.
some of the money in there? Epstein.
Yep.
But they don't mean they'll run into the island with him.
Yep.
It's like you if the pimp come to church and put money in the offering plate, I ain't gonna throw it out the offering plate. Right? But
Because
it's
can you distinguish between his money and anybody else's money when it's in the offering plate?
ain't right. So that's what I'm saying. So nobody's gonna be mad about who got money from Epstein when we didn't even know he was doing all this crazy stuff.
But Riggins, I think what Ron issue is, and most people issues are, is that if you knowingly know that you got money for this guy, you need to come out and say you got it. And if you want to do the honorable thing, you can either give it back, you can donate it to charity, you can do whatever. But you can't sit on the fence and say we want this, we want this, we want this, and come to find out you're on the list. You can't do that.
No, this is what I want. No, see, if I was in Congress and I got money from Epstein, I'm not gonna shame of it. Hey, look here, guys. In 2014, he put some money in my campaign. I went check the record.
Pastor, let me stop you right there.
I know all gave, but I went to go look. They say he gave money. 2000, whatever, all the way till he got arrested, he was giving me money. What I want to know is if when he was giving me money, I didn't know he was doing this crazy stuff. Now I want to know what all he was doing and who all was doing it with him on these islands over here. That's what I want to know.
And then Pastor, donate the money to battered women charity.
If I need to, I will. Yeah.
But this is where I want to stop you at, Pastor. You said something that made a lot of sense. Now, as smart as Hakeem Jeffries is, he knew that he had got a donation from Epstein to begin with.
Yeah.
Why wait till the Republicans bring it out in Congress and say that you got it when you could have just came out? I this is what I did. I confessed that I got the money from him. I didn't know who he was. He was a donor or whatever. I don't know why they have to wait till somebody call them out to come clean with that. That just irks me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe I'm expecting too much.
Those are the rules. Those are the rules.
Right, here's the deal. I told y'all weeks ago, the saddest thing about politics is a lot of money and stuff involved in it. Just like he getting money from Epstein, Margaret Taylor Greene. Yes, she mad at Trump and her life has been threatened. But another reason why she's leaving, she's rich now. Inside trading, $25 million, they say. So money floating around all kind of ways, wrong, right, and everything, up and down, left and right, red and blue. Money going all over the place. And that's why we can't get nothing done. To help out the everyday man. While we're struggling, everyday person struggling, they're up there swapping money and swapping spit and everything else.
Yeah, they always said
Bubba and Trump.
Yeah, they always said if
That's
you
why
want
the
to get
money,
rich,
spit, and everything else. Don't let me go. Don't let me go there.
yeah, if you want to get rich overnight, go to United States Congress.
Right. So the point of it is now, though, but the real problem about all this other stuff is we have the president of the United States. Yeah, John F. Kennedy probably had a bunch of women. They said he did. Not right. Wrong. Bill Clinton had Monica Lewinsky was the one he got caught with. It's a lot of other stuff that people don't, and probably gonna come out. Some of these Epstein files might come out. It might not be on their age girls, but some other women might be in that situation. And there's other women who was governor. Wrong. We know about it. Or people heard about it. But when you raping teenage girls for hours and multiple times in different places, and come out there acting like that you know, forget about it. Just take it. I'm rich and I can be president of the United States. No, something gotta be done with you. Something gotta be done with you.
Well, see, here's my thing, Ron. I'm not concerned about who got money and who received the money, because we all at some point receive money, but you don't necessarily know where it comes from. That because you can always give that back. My issue is if I've been knowing A.F. Riggins, and it comes a time when Riggins was doing this, that, and other in the church, and on this radio broadcast doing this, that, and other, I'm out.
You out on your principles, and that was the same thing. That was basically the same thing that I was basically trying to make a point of. If you know it's going on and you know that it's coming, why not get ahead of it?
Yeah, get ahead
Why
of
not
it.
get ahead of it and just come out and say, you know what? Back in the day, I did this. Are you so caught up in your position, and where you at that you can't say it? I
Hey,
have
Ron,
yet to hear him say.
and here's the other thing, Riggins. They both were from New York, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not making any suggestion or whatever the case may be. But I mean, hey, you both from the same place. You got to know something about this guy. Hell, I know all the rich people in my neighborhood. I know some of what they say they doing.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't going to no party.
See, I think that they never thought that this stuff was going. Nobody never thought that the Epstein situation would come to the head, because nobody ever thought that Donald Trump would ever be president of the United States.
Again.
No, for the first time. Then again, even double down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they thought that, okay, once Epstein came up dead, because I don't believe he committed suicide, they thought, okay, this will just be the dark secret nobody will find out about. But MAGA wanted it, thinking they're going to drag down Democrats, believing the lie that Trump's saying, oh, I just play golf with him sometime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
He just showed up in Mar-a-Lago every once in a while. He recruited girls to get down there. He recruited girls on his property, and a couple of them came out and they're in the media, and they actually telling the whole story. So if you
one girl that got kicked, that died,
yeah,
I think that's a main victim of Trump. The Virginia Duff, whatever girl is.
mm-hmm.
Hey.
I think the other part that they're gonna find out is that Melania knew more about it than what she.
Oh, they saying Melania was one of the girls for Epstein first, and you was going out first. People saying. Now I don't know if they're lying and stuff, and people making rumors, but man, when Melania came out, she was a nude model.
Mm-hmm.
A nude model. And the rest of it, you tell.
And you know, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this my way. I won't wait till Glass can pay attention, because he's not paying attention right now. He got his mic muted, but I hope he can hear me.
I'm listening. I listen.
I'm starting I got my Mr. Glass starter kit working right now. You know, I have to grow slowly. I can't grow like Glass all at one time.
Yeah, I saw you had your beard growing.
But my thing is I'm not as good as Glass, but I could have been better if I was closer in Louisiana the glass because he could have gave me pointers. And I'm trying to tie this all back together and kind of make it humorous. But that's the same thing about New York and New Jersey. You know, they're right next to each other. Hakeem Jeffries was in New Jersey, and that he knew about what was going on back then. He wasn't dumb. He wasn't, and I'm not holding him just accountable because everybody that took money from Epstein knew exactly what he was doing. The only thing that they didn't know is that it was going to come out in the media like it has come out. Israel has did so much to try to suppress this. It's just unreal because they had think about it. They had a person on the same level as Netanyahu doing this, going to the island, participating, and they had Mossad trying to cover it up.
Let me tell you something else. Now, somebody like King Jeffries probably say, man, this rich guy got an island out there, and he out there with a bunch of Playboy girls. They think, you know, he out there, but still though, like I said, the pimp come bring money to the church. At a certain point, I'm saying, hey, wait a minute. Hey, man, you know, I'm glad you bring your money, but I need you to try to change your lifestyle. I need you to try to find Jesus. I'm gonna try to help you. I don't know if they really knew this guy had underage girls out there, but they knew he was living wild and fast. But once you found out about all that, you need to come out and say, listen, I took money from him in 2014. He was part of the Democratic structure. I knew he probably was, you know, he had these fantasy islands out there or whatever. But I found out he was doing some illegal stuff, underage girls. And I do not support that. I'm not part of that. I understood he gave $20,000 for my campaign. I'm gonna donate to charity. That's what Barron said he should have done.
And that's what
but see, Riggins, you know me now. I'm always careful how I say this now. If I got a buddy who is well off, and this buddy wanted to give me a donation to my campaign, I don't know what his lifestyle is or whatever, but I know him through another associate, and that person gave me some money. But 10 months later, I find out he's a drug dealer. Am I supposed to get that money back?
No, you don't. Now, like I said, when you find out later, right? You said donate it. If you want to donate, at least come and say I've been made aware of it. Now, if I'm gonna ask you as my constituents, do y'all? I'm honest. I didn't know about it. Y'all didn't know about it. If y'all think it's fair, I should give it back. I should give it back or donate to charity. If not, and in good faith, I received the money, not knowing what I received the money from. But at least let people know once you became aware of it, you want to be accountable.
But I mean, that's what I'm saying,
right,
Mr. Spikes. If the man gave it from the goodness of his heart, and just because he's a rotten person, so to speak, and I mean, you know, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know, but what I do know is that I think at somewhere. Or at some point, Riggins, down the line, or somewhere during the process, Ron, there has to be a line drawn in the sand to where you won't cross. I'll put it that way.
So okay, we didn't beat that horse. Here's something else I want to get you both of y'all opinion on. And they keep bringing it up on the air. They say that Obama had these records, Biden had these records. Why wasn't it brought forward? Other than, you know, the records didn't really come. The true records came from the estate during the Trump administration, but the actual action of what Epstein did went through those two cycles of Democrats, and they never said anything.
Well, it's just like this, though, man. Let me say something. It's like this. Just like this report came out how Trump is linked to the mob. Okay. And so I really believe I already been linked to the mob all along, but now it's coming out. But while I said it to say this, while Obama was in office, the mafia is doing a lot of stuff in New York that's wrong, right? They have record of it. They haven't come classified information stuff, but you don't come out and talk about it. You keep an eye on it. You have the CIA working on it, FBI working on it. It's not the public right to know all this kind of stuff unless it comes to a trial or comes to something happens. See, so when they come back and try to retroactively say, Obama knew about it, why he won't say nothing? That wasn't Obama's business to be dealing with. He dealing with the business of the people. Not about Epstein running around acting a fool. Epstein, guess what? They caught up with him, and that's why they indicted him to go to jail. You see what I'm trying to say? In other words, if I'm Mayor of Houston, right?
Contradicting yourself, Pastor, and I can tell you how the contradiction is coming out.
No. If I'm mayor of Houston,
when they was in office, it didn't change. What Epstein was doing and what Trump was doing with those little girls, they had to know about it too. Because if we don't
I'm mayor of Houston, right?
Blatantly just ignore that they knew it until Trump got in office, there's something wrong.
If I'm mayor of Houston and I know that crime is happening in Houston, and we have the Houston FBI office, we have the detectives in Houston working on stuff and the rest of them go to jail. I don't mix it up with what I'm trying to do to run the city of Houston. Now, when that guy comes to run for president, if that guy comes to run for president, that's when they should have hit Trump with that. They should have been hit Trump with this stuff. That's part of what we're talking about right now. Democrats are scared.
You bring up another point, Pastor. If they knew
they should have hit Trump with that a long time ago in 2016. When they came out grabbing by the feet.
That's some ammunition to throw at Trump when he was if they was on the up and up too. Because we're asking Hakeem Jeffries to go back and well, at least I am asking Hakeem Jeffries to go back and admit that he got the money before they brought it up. So if they knew that when he was running for office, that was something Hillary Clinton could have brought up when she was there. She could have said, you know what?
Bring it up because Bill Clinton ran with them girls. Well, I guarantee you. Well, at least he running with Trump. She couldn't bring it up. Obama left in Chicago. Obama almost squeaky clean, so be smoking too much, cigarettes and stuff. He really wasn't dealing with that kind of stuff. He wasn't even down in New York and stuff. But you're right. And Biden is straight up, Catholic guy, straight laced, everything. They know about it, classified stuff, but a lot of stuff that's classified, you can't bring out to the public. But Hillary Clinton probably could have brought it out. But she was scared to bring it out, man. You dealing with all. She's trying to fight with this in her own house with Bill Clinton. I don't know if he had the girls or not, but he was running around with Trump. They claim Trump did something to him. I don't know if that's true or not.
You brought up two people that didn't have anything to do with little bitty girls, and one of them was Catholic, you said, and the other one was in office for 8 years. Yeah. I just want, Pastor, I'm not trying to hold you accountable for what they did.
No, what I'm saying, but they can't just
how it gets to this point.
Can you bring out classified information like that? If it's classified, they're doing it. You can't just bring it out to the public.
Classified about little girls.
No.
Raping little girls.
If the FBI and stuff is working, is messing with Epstein. See, that's the whole thing about the Steele dossier.
Okay. Let's do it this way. I'm going to do it this way. Allow me to do it this way. I'll give Obama a pass. Biden knew about it.
Yeah, nobody was in a long time. But what I'm trying to say, look, this is why they try to bring James Comey on trial, and they can't bring him on trial. It's certain stuff that you can and cannot talk about in public. That's part of what we call the classified community. It's just that I believe that once their money, stuff tied in with money, their hands are tied. That's what you're bringing out. If you're taking money from all kinds of parts of the world and your hands are now tied, even though you know about classified stuff, you can't just get out on the news. I'm calling a news thing right now. I'm president of the United States, and this is what I know about Trump, classified. You can get sued, all kinds of stuff.
So let me ask you, both of y'all, a question. Both of y'all, since you said that, and it's on the table now. What if you find out that Obama took money from Epstein? What if you find out that Biden took money from Epstein? What if you find out? I'm just curious. I mean, because it's all we're saying you're going to be quiet because you took money from them. What if we find out that all of them took money from Epstein, but they didn't bring it up during that when they was in office? Glass, I want you to jump into.
I think they did it the right way. They sent the vote. Epstein got arrested for this stuff. Somebody sent the people after Epstein. Ron, let me put it this way. Ron, if you're president of the United States and Reagan's, I'm doing something bad. I'm gonna say I'm the one doing something bad. You don't come out on the microphone and tell the world about me. You send the cops after me. and they arrest me and put me in jail. That's how you do it. You send the cops up to me.
So,
and
so
now,
they arrest you and put you in jail, Pastor. Now, and this is kind of in between, but they arrest you and put you in jail, and they allow the people to give the perpetrators, they allow the people to give the perpetrators immunity.
Hey, Spike, but let me
The whole thing. They gave everybody. They didn't give any of the girls any type of protection, but they gave everybody that participated with them, that were higher ups on the other side, and that's the reason why Epstein admitted to the crime, because they couldn't prosecute anybody else on that side. But now that Trump's in office, you go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Hello? You're breaking up, Glass.
you got bad connection right now.
You got to lean in a little
We
bit.
not one time already.
Lean in a little bit. We'll shut up.
How about
you better now.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I can't be next. Hold on. Let me see if I can change that.
Yeah, you better now.
Let me see if this will work right there. Okay, Spikes. It's real simple to me. Now, whether you're Democrat, Republican, or any opponent, black, white, young, old, rich, or poor, if you knowingly took money from anybody like this man, not excluding anybody, if you knowingly took the money, then you're guilty as all the rest of it.
And I agree with what Pastor's saying. You know, you send the police after him. You don't bring it up in public. I agree with what he's saying. That's the way that you do it. But if you don't, if you got an opportunity to bring it up, and you know what he's like before the election, when Kamala got up there and ran for office, and all those people donated that money, that was the time to bring that up. They don't play fair. They do not play fair. So why do we have to take this high road? This high road. I heard what's the name? Golly, Obama's wife last night say, you know, I used to say that about taking the high road. When they go low, we go high. She said, no, we're gonna get right down there with them now. Said because they proven that if you don't get down there, they're gonna just walk right over you.
She should have been said that. I said that a long time ago. She said that. I said because the Democrats never should try to fight fair. We should have never tried to fight fair with them.
And I heard her when she said that, and I couldn't do anything but agree with her. And that was one of the things. I think that's what Glass has said too. You know, when you're in the mud, you got to get in the mud with the rest of them. You got to sling that mud and go forward. But I still say this. This is one thing that I will say. I'm gonna add Glass back in. This is one thing. Go ahead, Glass. See if we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Am I echoing?
We hear you, man. We hear you.
Ron, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I want to let you talk because I might be cutting you off, and I might have to mute my mic so everybody can hear you because I think that I'm overpowering you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I muted my mic. Go ahead, and I'm gonna let you talk.
I said what I had to say.
Yeah. Hey, but Baron. But your point was very well taken. My thing is, a lot of times I think they were taking money and didn't know what he was doing. Once they found out what he was doing,
Exactly.
they need to come clean. Second thing of it is, Ron's talking about the money side of it, but really what the real crux of what's going on is we want to know who did some stuff that was illegal and now say they want to call themselves serving the people. If it's Bill Clinton, if it's Donald Trump, if it's some senators, whoever it is, congressmen, let us know and let them get what they got coming to them.
But see, again, if they knowingly took the money, that's one thing. But if they took money not knowing this, it's no issue because we can't police who giving us money and what their rap sheet is like.
Right.
If they knew that the person was given this was this way and they took the money, that's something totally different. You
Right.
see, we always want to punish people for stuff. It's a lot of stuff that a person may have done, but they didn't know the information until after the fact.
Right.
You know, so if they took money and they did this, they can donate what they want to do. I don't hold that against them. That don't make them a bad person because they took some money from somebody who was bad and now they found out about it.
Right.
It don't work like that.
Right. That's what I'm trying to run. I'm leaving the money part alone because that's here, and there. I want to know who was messing with these girls. Why the lady down in Bryan College Station in the plush prison with the little black list don't want nobody, don't want to try to get whatever pardon for Trump. I want to know who was doing what. That's all I care about. And they gotta give what's coming to them.
And Pastor, that's the reason why I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not even really concerned about the money issue. My thing is that as we go through this, I don't want it, and they will bring it up. They went through two cycles of Democrats, and nobody never said nothing. Now, when he gets in office, everybody wants to bring it forward. It's totally wrong for what he did. The money is.
But
money.
you got to remember. You got to remember though, Ron. That he was not indicted under Obama's term. They didn't bring the charges up until after he got out of office.
Yeah, he got indicted with Trump, and Trump had him killed. I believe it.
Yeah.
The boy, Bill Boy, went up there and talked to him, and within 2 hours he was dead. And 2 minutes of the film, not even missing, can't even find it by itself.
Pastor, you know what? I can't disagree with you, and here's the reason why I can't disagree with you. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because we had a guy here in right here in Houston, Texas, that had a what do they call that company? And I'm gonna call the name Enron. All of a sudden he disappeared after he go to jail. After he got all those people money, they made all that noise. Then all of a sudden he comes up dead.
Yeah.
He probably was just on the island somewhere and lived out the rest of his life. His grandkids went to visit him and everything, and he was all right. Same thing. It's like you're saying, Epstein, all of a sudden he come up dead. How you gonna come up dead in the federal penitentiary? I maybe something's. I'm gonna take your conspiracy theory this time, Pastor.
Even they had him killed, or he's alive, we'll never see him again.
Yep, I agree. I can go with that. I'd rather go with that than the later part of him being killed in the prison, because I just can't follow that. Maybe somebody on the line can follow that. I can't follow it. Maybe you can follow it, Glass. I'm just not there. Can you hear him, Pastor? I'm gonna try to hear him now.
Yeah, he has bad connection.
We see you, Glass. We know that you participate and you're here, man. You just got bad connection tonight. I don't know what it is, but you got bad connection. But it's okay. We just like for you to be present. And Pastor. We coming up on this time, and I noticed that you got pumped up when Glass came on. I did too, because I love seeing Glass out there because he brings that atmosphere to us. You know, it's like we're missing something when we don't have Glass.
We don't have two gents. We don't have two gents whenever we're not here. We don't have two gents. We just have one gent and a mic.
Yeah,
the mic's about to go out.
But before we go, I need you to tell me something. Then I'm gonna try to get Glass to come in, lean in a little bit. But Pastor, what is it gonna take for the Democrats to stay on the course, to stay the course, and continue going at least until the midterms? And we need to be on the train that's on even tracks, not on a roller coaster going up and taking many dips.
Well,
and then
I'm hearing a lot of Republicans talking about resigning. They think about resigning. And it's saying, I just seen on here that Mike Johnson talking about his majority is slimming down and all this stuff. The walls are closing in on MAGA. But MAGA divided. The walls are closing in on Trump. And everybody who jumped on the band with him, the walls are closing in. All we gotta do, like Barron said, don't say too much. Be quiet and just ride that train. Because we up by 40 points. They say we're up by 40 points in general polling. Now, will that be cut in half? Yeah. By next year, this time might be cut in half. 20 points. That still means we might get 20 more seats.
Yeah.
And we'll hold.
Yeah, I agree with you, Pastor. I just don't want to get too comfortable. I don't want to put on my coat and go out in the cold weather and cut on the heater and think that I'm just sitting, that they sitting pretty. We got to stay prepared.
Keep stirring the pot. That needs to keep stirring the pot. Stuff like stuff with Mark Kelly and all that kind of stuff. Keep the controversies going around Trump.
Yeah, we got to step on the gas. What you say, Pastor? Step on the gas.
Put on the gas, don't let up. Put the foot on the gas.
Don't let up.
Yeah. One thing I do say, January 31st come around, and we have not got the healthcare stuff settled. Shut the government down again. Shut it down. Shut it down again.
Got to. Hey, Glass, come on. Oh, I see you out there laughing. So you must be entertaining. Entertained. Let me just read that along. I'm gonna keep on going. I can't hear you, but we're gonna go ahead and go on. Pastor Riggins, we're coming up on one.
You're gonna try to come back.
And my last comments on this is that I feel like I don't want us to get too comfortable, as Pastor said. I don't want us to get too comfortable. I don't want us to get to a point where we think we're cocky because we did that in the past, and that the more cockier that we done got, the more resilient that we didn't allow ourselves to become. We feel like can't nobody take us down, and that it's all over, and that everything's just like gone. So Glass, we can hear you. But we can't see you.
Come on in there, Barry Glass.
We can hear you, but we can see you, but we can't hear
his connection tonight.
Yeah, he must be he in a bad room where he's got.
It might be bad weather up there in Louisiana.
Yeah, he probably. Oh yeah. I forgot about that too. Weather
in Louisiana tonight.
Depends on how far he's away from his router too, so that makes a difference. Yeah. So Pastor, I don't know if BG gonna make it back in, but Pastor, we coming up. We got about 3 minutes, and I'm gonna give it to you and let you close us out in your own way. And take us in the remembering Thanksgiving is a part that's coming up, and all the rest of that, and people are traveling on the road, flying, and all the rest of that. I just want to make sure that they get the word before they get out there, Pastor, and they take it. I know that they're gonna get down and pray before they leave, but I want to get it from two gents and the mic.
Let me see. I got this. I want to quote some lyrics tonight.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Tragedies are commonplace. All kinds of disease and people are slipping away. Economy's down. You can't get enough pay. As for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you done for me. Folks without homes living down the streets. Drug habits, some say they just can't beat. Muggers and robbers, no place seems to be safe. But you've been my protection every step of the way. Amen. I want to say thank you, Lord, for all you done for me. It could have been me outdoors. No food, no clothes. Amen. Or left alone without a friend. Or just another number with a tragedy in. But you didn't see to let it be. Because every day, by your power, you keep on blessing me. I want to say thank you, Lord, for all you done for me. Walter Hawkins wrote that song. It's a famous song called Thank You, Lord. People singing around Thanksgiving time. Let me tell you what, there's a lot of truth in that song. If but by the grace of God, so go I. I could be up under the bridge of 59 by Minnie Mae. Well, it's called what is it called? Dykeman Park now? Not Minnie Park. Huh?
Deucin Park.
Deucin Park. Used to be Minnie Maid Park. It's called Dyken or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You talking about downtown? I understand what you're talking about. Yeah.
Down the baseball park. Yeah.
All right, got you.
Yeah, it could be me out there on 59 and living like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some last couple of Thanksgivings. I've seen some trying times, some changes in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Still blessed in spite of. And let me tell you, for those you watching live on this broadcast or later on, we talk about the politics and we talk about the ebbs and flow of what's going on in the United States and ups and downs, and we talk about negativity in the White House and problems in the Congress and situations in our neighborhoods. But let me tell you what, if all that's gone and all that's being said, God is still good all the time.
Amen.
All the time, God is good. And
Amen.
we thank Him for this platform and be able to help bless other people and be able to reach out and help other people. And Father, we get to say thank you for all you've done for us.
Amen. Thank you.
Platform without your presence. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
You know, I want to say thank God, thank God, thank God. And as you go about the highways and byways, as the minister used to say, highways and byways this weekend, say a prayer before you get on the road.
Yes, sir.
Say a prayer before you get back on the road to come back.
If you're flying somewhere, say a prayer. We'll hit the air.
And as you go through life, because I'm sure on that road somebody's gonna cut you off. Allow them to make it. Allow them to make it. Just say, okay, Lord, that one's on me. I'm gonna let them make it. Because if you don't, you may not make it back. And if they do it and you got family members in the car and they riding with you, think about them. Don't just think about yourself. And here's one more thing I want to leave you with. It's always somebody out there worse than where you are. It's always somebody in the worst condition. So pray for yourself where you're at, and recognize that there's people out there with less than what you got. They may not get half of what you got. And Pastor Riggins said he going to a feast in Louisiana. If he gave you directions, so if you want to go, you can show up and say, "Hey, Pastor, I heard you on the airways." You can say, "I heard."
You used to say, "You got to make a right now and go into out of town now to get to where we stand now. It's out of town."
Okay, so it's a little complicated, but anyway, I just want to tell you, I'm glad that they got that feast. And as that feast goes on, I'm sure there's plenty of ministers up there. I'm just wondering who's gonna fuss and fight to say the blessing over the food, because it's too many.
My daddy gonna say. My daddy gonna point who's gonna do that.
Okay, y'all got that.
Yeah, he gonna.
That's good.
Yeah, he's gonna say the blessing.
Thank you, Pastor. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you for having such a beautiful family. I love seeing them out there posting on the internet, and I love what they did, and I know where you came from. Same with you, Glass. I know you're still out there listening, so I just want to say, we love you, man. Just continue to listen in, come in whenever you can. We really appreciate your insight. We appreciate everything that Pastor is doing. And I'm talking too long because I went 3 minutes over. So I just want to say thank God, thank God, thank God. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, everyone. Yes.
All right.